Y'all, welcome back to the channel. I am Lady Nika, and with this week's edition of Shit Talking Saturday or Sunday, whichever one you may get this video during the time of. Um, I wasn't able to be here yesterday. For those of you who follow me on social media, y'all know that it was my 8-week appointment with Ben. And y'all know normally it depends. Some months I'm able to get right back on whatever it is that I'm doing, and some months I'm not able to do it, child. And well, this just happened to be one of them times where yesterday I was just too drained to come, but here I am now. Let's talk. I don't know what's going on with this lighting situation. I done worked on it, but I can't get the shit to act right. So we just gonna jump on into our topics at hand and try to get through this video as quickly as possible. Okay. I'll also be uploading Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta, the episode that we saw Thursday, and I'll do Queen Sugar as well because I want to try to keep my playlist, in order and things like that if I can. Now we're gonna start off with the bullshit from the White House. Okay. Now this past Thursday, Donald Trump, your president, decided that he was going to take to Twitter yet again and try to cause a some sort of, to me, he was trying to cause a stir to distract us from what was actually going on that he didn't want us to talk about. What he chose to do was to attack the host of the Morning Joe show that airs on MSNBC. He attacked Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski via Twitter because he felt like what they were saying on their show that morning was not complimentary to him. Okay, so he took to Twitter and he said that I heard poorly rated at the morning show he added the morning show, Joe, and spoke badly of me. He claimed he no longer watches this show, but he went on to say, how come low IQ crazy Mika along with Psycho Joe came to Mar-Lago 3 nights in a row around New Year's Eve and insisted upon joining me. She was bleeding badly from a facelift and I said no. Now, all she was saying was that they wasn't really here for some of how his policies and his administration. Instead of sticking to the topic at hand, which is what they were doing, he chose to hit below the belt talking about this woman aesthetics. I ain't never seen a president do something like that, y'all. I mean, if you can't address me on the topics, what I look like, how I carry myself, or what my dressing like, all that has nothing to do with it. Stick to the topic at hand, because at the end of the day, you don't have to deal with how she looks. Only Joe do. That's her fiance. You got to go home and deal with this woman who is Russian that you've married, probably paid her to marry her, and she could definitely use some Rosetta Stone if you ask me. But that's who you need to worry about as far as when you looking at females on the as far as eye candy or whatever. Your wife should be your eye candy. Why are you paying attention to what Mika got going on? That was so crazy to me. And then you got all of these Republicans as well as Democrats that have had enough of it. Man, these tweets are going to go into the archives. This is what you want to be a part of your presidential legacy, is how you got on Twitter and lost your absolute mind at several different times, because this ain't the first time he's done that. You attack celebrities, you attack media personnel, you attack any damn body that you feel that you can. All of that is a smokescreen, because what was going on behind the scene is the Wall Street Journal said they found somebody who has interviewed with them and is able to corroborate what we already suspected, which is that there has been some collusion with the Russian. Remember, it was only just a couple of months ago where Mike Flynn, because he's the person that's under, he's the one really under the fire for this investigation that's going on to find out exactly what was the Russian involvement, if any at all, in this past election. If he didn't have something to hide, he wouldn't have never wanted a deal. He wanted a deal of immunity. That says to me you guilty of something and you know something. But he don't want it to come out so that the people will know that they now have a person who's willing to say, or who has said, because the person has since then passed on. It was no foul play, that they're thinking the person just, older gentleman, he died. Natural causes or something not related to somebody doing something to him. He don't want you to know that this is, something really was going on. Now, we know it, but we ain't got no proof. This is the first piece of proof we really starting to get. He trying to keep you from knowing about that. That's why he started that shit with them people over there at the Morning Joe. Also, now you want to have a committee that goes in and check on us as voters in each state to make sure that we on the up and up and nothing went, there's no voter suppression going on, because in the book of his mind, his ego's so big, he still hurt that Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Baby, we already know what the real deal is about that. Now, for those of you who may want to be politically correct and not say, oh, we know it, we only suspect, baby, we know. Half of the people that voted him in now wish they hadn't done that, because he out here, he's reckless in them Washington streets. He's reckless. I have never been so embarrassed in all my life. Some friend of mine and I was talking about this a couple of days ago, and I was telling her, as an American, I am truly embarrassed at the leader of this country. Now, I have always felt like some of them just didn't fit the bill, but they always had a manner of professionalism about themselves. They knew their damn jobs, and you never saw them do anything like that to embarrass the American people. You never did that. We never saw that. I just don't understand, honey. I totally don't understand what he doing. And then, so now he wants to have this, and a couple of states have told him, hell no, I'm not releasing my state's people's private information, social security numbers, and all of that stuff to you. I don't know if Louisiana is one of the states, probably not, that has said no to this idea, but child, that's what he's trying to hide. I just don't know what to say about this man. I never thought in my lifetime I would see a president who embarrasses his people and represents us so poorly. I really do. Now, Joe and Mika did get on their show the next day, and they said that basically he's pissed off with them for bringing up the fact that he may have some, mental issues going on upstairs, and it was something he wanted them to do, and he threatened them if they didn't do it. He would release some information to the National Enquirer. That says enough right there. The National Enquirer, come on, y'all. Who believe in the damn thing that comes out of there? They said they wasn't going to punk down and let him handle them, so he had to live and just deal. So I think that's part of why he also came at them. And then I think they trying to keep us from really being aware of what's going on with this health care bill that could, if it passes, could possibly have 22 million people uninsured by 2020, 2026, something like that. Child, please, 2018. Okay. All I can tell you guys is stay woke. Stay watching the news. Stay aware of what's going on. And anytime he causes a shitstorm on social media, don't put too much into it, because it's always a screen for him to do something, slip something past us, or try to slip something past us. You gotta, if you don't stay woke, you'll miss it, honey. So don't be fooled by what he got going on. I ain't never thought I would live in a world where things like this would be going on. I just never did. But that's what that was all about. Y'all can go and research the Wall Street Journal article. You can also go to I think I'll link it in my description box. I can't remember where else I got my information from, but I know I did get some of it from there, and I'll try to link it if I remember down in this description box. But y'all stay woke. Stay aware of what's going on. especially with this health care bill, because this could really affect a whole lot of people out here who needs the Affordable Care Act in order to continue to survive. That's why a lot of his supporters are now starting to side-eye him, because they didn't expect any of this to happen. They thought that he was gonna make America great. Well, now you see what his definition of making America great is, and that stuff he said about that lady was totally wrong. But that's the president of these United States. Let's talk about the 2017 BET Awards. I did not come in and do a video about it, but it came on this past Sunday. It was okay, not the best. I've seen better in previous years, but it opened with Bruno Mars. And for those of you who don't know, I absolutely love Bruno Mars. He had the crowd hype singing his song Perm. I love his dance style and his appreciation of the culture and the work he puts in his performances. I don't think that he's appropriating black culture at all. Y'all got to know the difference between assimilation from appropriation. And I think that he pays homage to the culture he loves and appreciates. So people who were saying, kind of negative stuff about his performance, y'all really need to stop that. Stop reaching. When you need to be reaching and paying attention, your eyes is wide shut. When it need to be wide open, you don't have them wide open. So stop reaching. I don't have a problem with Bruno Mars, and I thought his performance at the BET Awards was absolutely excellent. I thought Mary J. Blige's performance was very passionate. We love Struggle Mary, baby. And it was cute. Her and A$AP Rocky performed. It was pretty good. My Jalen was all here for the Migos. Now, my strongest T-shirt here is Bad and Bougie. Child, we was crunk in here, so we enjoyed that. Future, to me, his performance was boring. Had it not been for Kendrick Lamar, it would have been a total flop in my opinion. That's just how I feel. K-Dot, my dude. Congratulations to Solange and Beyonce for their wins, although I felt like I didn't understand why the Kardashian girls accepted Beyonce's award when her sister was sitting right there, but that's ain't none of my business, honey. Chance the Rapper, awesome guy, awesome humanitarian. He absolutely deserved his award for, the humanitarian award. He does a lot for his community. He ain't one of these people out here just talking about it. He being about it. So he deserved that award, in my opinion. Now, the New Artist Award, I ain't really think he deserved that, because BET may just now become aware of who Chance the Rapper is. But he been out for a minute. And I felt like at this stage in the game, that particular award should have gone to Cardi B. Y'all sleeping on her. Cardi B done did some stuff. She totally elevated herself from that shit on Love and Hip Hop New York to now she has albums out, and they pretty high. She can spit. I like her, and I'm not no big hip hop head, but I like her. So I think that award should have went to her, but they chose to do it otherwise, and I don't sit up on the board or nothing that makes a decision about that. So it is what it is. Remy Ma finally ended Nicki Minaj's 7-8 year reign. I was glad. We needed new blood out here, and make no mistakes about it, Nicki won all those years because there was no real female competition. Now, if it had not gone to Remy, I would have wanted it to go to Young M.A. Because that Ooh song, man, they still be playing that stuff a lot. And I found myself in the kitchen one time, and I'm in there bouncing to it. So, I felt like if they didn't give it to Remy, it would have been okay to give it to Young M.A. Chris Brown performed. That's all I have to say about that. Karrueche was there too. I did love her purple outfit, and she was rocking the hell out of that platinum blonde bob wig she had on. I loved her look. Keisha Cole was there as well. She was beautiful. Escape was there. They performed after almost 20 years of not performing together. That you could tell that they still have some work to do as far as getting their vocals to blend like they used to do back in the day. But overall, I enjoyed their performance, and then just for nostalgia's sake, I was happy to see them. I was screaming and hollering at the TV, child. They look good. New Edition tribute was awesome. I enjoyed seeing 3 different generations of guys, you know, from the miniseries on up to the actual members of New Edition receiving the Lifetime Achievement Awards. The performances, everything was great. I enjoyed that. I love it. I loved it. If you ask me, the best parts of the BET Award that night was the Bruno Mars of opening act and the New Edition tribute. I loved it. Leslie Jones did well, better than I originally had thought. I never found her to be quite funny, but she tolerable. So she did okay. Now next year, I wouldn't mind seeing somebody like a Monique or a Jamie Foxx again. You know, hey, but it is what it is. BET did what they did. They messed up SZA performance that was kind of fucked up. But other than that, it was good. It was a good show. You know, it's not like I said. The only thing I would go back and watch again would be the opening performance by Bruno and the tribute. But overall, BT did a good job. I enjoyed the performances. Now let's talk about the shit that went on prior to the damn awards. You had DJ Academics, Joe Budden, and Nadiska Alexis all doing interviews for Complex Magazine. One of their interview people were the Migos. In my opinion, DJ Academics was being shady. I think it was Takeoff. He asked how he felt about being left out bad and bougie. He said, was I left out? Now, I saw the interview and I heard him clearly. Okay? I heard him clearly respond, but according to DJ Academics, he couldn't understand what he was saying. He kept saying, huh. Joe Budden seems to be aggravated by this interview, so he said, you know, wrap it up. Migos felt that kind of coldness and was like, well, wrap it up then. Next thing I know, Joe Budden gets up from the interview and throws his mic down and walk away. But did y'all see how them damn Migos stood up like they was menaces? Menacing with them menacing look, that menacing look, baby. They got up like they was like, okay, bitch, what's up? What's up? I don't think they had no fight or nothing like that, but I think it was a big misunderstanding. And here's my thing about this. Joe Budden is a sour motherfucker. He's upset that he done wasted time. Although he got a talent, he wasted so much time messing himself up, being strung out on these drugs. Now the spotlight has switched and the game has changed, and he can't handle it. I appreciate his dedication and his love for hip hop, the genre, but I think sometimes he's a little bit jealous of these younger cats that's coming up that don't necessarily have to do what he had to do to get a hit, and they maintain it. You can't get mad at them. Your time was here once upon a time. You had the opportunity to do whatever it was that you wanted to do. However, you opted to be a drug addict, and now your time has passed. Now, I ain't going to say it's time passed. I'm going to say this right here. It's going to take a hit. You're going to have to come with something real fire to garner people back to actually listen to you. Because I don't remember one song you had, bruh. And I felt like if you are going to sit in a position as an interviewer, you should not have disrespected that group the way you did. If you got a problem with the younger generation of rappers, don't interview them. You could have went somewhere and did something else while Academics and the girl Miss Alexis did the interview with the Migos, but you stayed there, and that almost caused some shit. Then after the motherfucking awards, you got the Migos yet again headed in the parking lot. They wind up running into a member of Chris Brown, not Chris Brown, but a member of his crew they had an issue with, and I think they almost got into an altercation. What we're able to see from the footage I saw was you see Chris Brown, but he ain't in that shit. He looking like the rest of us looking like what the hell going on. Child, is always something when that BET award comes. Y'all need to do better. We need to do better as a people. Stop being it ain't worth it. I mean, we need to start focusing on more important issues. Little silly beefs with one another is not worth somebody getting potentially hurt. Then we had heard a couple of days before the actual day of the show, I think it was that Friday, Angel Brinks and DJ Khaled had a party to which Safari was at that party. You see him on video talking to somebody he knows, and all of a sudden his car pulls up. Meek Mills get out the car, and he say something. I think he said get him, and they tried to fight Safari. I thought that was stupid. I said, what? First of all, what are y'all fighting for? And then what I don't respect it is, if you throw a stone, don't try to fucking hide your hand. Now, you sitting here saying you didn't have nothing to do with that. You was at the studio when footage was released showing you clearly getting out of a vehicle and directing your people to do this mess. You need to figure out what you're going to do with your little life. I don't know why you mad with Safari. If anything, you would think Safari would have an issue with you because you the one went back and was a snitch and told Nikki that he was sleeping with other females, but he don't have a problem with you. And that was a failed attempt because moments later, this man is in his car. Y'all, he had all white on. If they had really done something to him, why did he still have his chains? Why did he still have his phone? And why was his white untouched? Now the nigga did run a little bit, but one of them did have him for a second, but he got away from him. One of his boys was not so lucky. They hit him a couple of times. But at the end of the day, my thing is this: y'all are all young black men out here trying to make money and do something. You should be wanting to do something positive. Be an example for the younger ones that are watching y'all and thinking that that's okay to do what you're doing. That was crazy. You don't have no reason to hate that man other than the fact you're just jealous, and that shit is retarded to me. Let me see. Jay-Z dropped his long-anticipated album 411, where he basically gave, us the hip-hop version of Lemonade, in my opinion. He revealed what many fans knew, which is he cheated on Beyonce in the beginning. He's cheated on her. He also admits to starting the fight in the elevator with Solange. He also speaks to the new generation of hip-hop, how they need to increase their knowledge, base of the genre, and how instead of beefing with older rappers, they could come together, and the older rappers should serve as a mentor or mentee to these younger rappers, keeping the genre alive and keeping it hot. It's a pretty good album. I was alright with it. The story of OJ is really good. I don't have Tidal, my son does, so I was able to listen to it Thursday night. It was late Thursday night when he downloaded it, but it's pretty good, What y'all think about Jay-Z's new album? Get down in the pen and let me know. Wendy Williams interviewed Lala Anthony and Lamar Odom on her show this past week. Both interviews were good, and if you haven't watched them, please go to YouTube. While you're on YouTube, go and click in Wendy Williams and look at them interviews. It was good. Lala basically told us that her and Carmelo Anthony are not divorcing at this time. Right now, they are best of friends, and they're trying to sort out what will become of their marriage. She credited him for being a good father to their 10-year-old son, Cayenne. She doesn't want to have any more children. She said that him and her are best of friends right now, if I ain't say that already. She also said her character, Keisha, that she plays on the Star show Power, will have more of more of an input. Her role will be more pivotal this year. She said the writers decided to bring her character back, and right now all she focused on is taking care of herself, eating right, and focusing on the positive. Wendy asked if Mello wanted her back. Her answer was very classy. She said, "Why wouldn't he?" So I gather that they very much still love each other, and there's a chance that they could possibly get back together. And if it is, I wish them well. They've been together for a long time. If they can make it work and continue to be good friends and parent that little boy, kudos to them. Lamar Odom was a very good interview as well. He looked a lot better, although he is thinner. He's still a handsome guy. He told us that he's clean and focused. He's clean now. He's focused on his kids and staying sober. He also shared that he misses his relationship with Rob Kardashian. They haven't spoken in what he called a minute. He equated it to how much pain he may have caused his sister Khloe, okay? He said that the Kardashian women are not putting spells on motherfuckers. It's just a lot that comes with being a part of that family. He said he still cares for and respects the entire family, although he speaks to none of them. He said he will always care for Chloe, but he does not wish to reconcile with her ever again. He also shared that hearing on TV that she had faked the time she was trying to get pregnant by him was hurtful to him, but looking back on it now was probably the best because he wasn't in a good place at that time. So although he understands why she did it, he wished she would have told him before she told everybody on national TV. He also told us that there were no drugs in his system when he allegedly overdosed at that bunny ranch in Nevada. Despite toxicology reports saying otherwise, and Wendy didn't push him on it. I think that as a recovering addict herself, she see that Lamar still is in a very fragile state, although he better. The man is a walking testimony, if you ask me. She encouraged his sobriety to continue. She offered herself as an ear to him if he needs it, and she gave him this beautiful basketball with some encouraging words on it as a gift. She was real emotional about that, and hell, she made me emotional. I was already feeling like, God, you know, the beauty of what God can do. That man was just on his deathbed not too long ago, and he able to walk on that stage now. I just hope everything works out and, you know, for the good for Lamar Odom. I'm wishing him the absolute best going forward. I really do. Last thing I'm going to talk about before I get on up out of here is the Joseline and Stevie J and his kids situation. Child, that gets on my nerves. I had a love thing who was rather upset with me because they said that producers had released footage, and I guess footage. I ain't find this footage nowhere, but apparently these what he was saying was that Joseline and Stevie J, two daughters, have been close to each other. They really hang out with her, coming around her, done been photographed going to her events and, you know, big up in her and whatnot, and that girl hyped it up for the show. That's why Joseline asked the question of, did y'all make her do that? Because they been cool. I couldn't find nothing to substantiate that. I will say this right here. I don't care if they was okay. I don't care if them girls was trying to get 5-15 minutes of fame. At the end of the day, I still have to hold Joseline responsible for what she say. And even if they did play her and then hyped up on her at the show, at the taping when they were filming that scene, how am I supposed to overlook the fact that she accused Stevie J of molesting Lil Eva last year? And now she, after the show aired this past Monday, she tweeted the girl Savannah and called her whore and said that she's just mad that I run her daddy dick. She needs to find her own cock to suck. Nappy head. How do we justify that? Even if them girls is faking on her just to try hyping it up for the cameras, at the end of the day, how do we justify her saying that? Joseline is a Puerto Rican and African American. Joseline has had a little success, and with success come money sometimes. She don't look like she did season 1. She's had a whole lot of work done. And my thing is this. What's wrong with a woman having natural textured hair? Why do you have to call that person nappy head? That's not nappy head. That's natural and it's beautiful. See, that's the problem we have oftentimes within our community. We break our necks to conform to what society considers beautiful. And we all know society considers the European look beautiful. Well, I don't find that beautiful. I find that tolerable. I find beauty in my own, because we come in such beautiful different shades and colors. So that's how I feel about that. And so you can't embarrass her on something that's beautiful. And then why are you telling this girl about you control her daddy dick? She said you and her daddy together is toxic. Y'all like oil and water. Y'all don't mix. Where's the lie? Even if she did hype up for the camera, where's the lie in what she said? There was no lie. You just couldn't take the heat. At the end of the day, I have to hold Joseline accountable for what she say, and that's the reason why I said I don't rock with her no more, because Joseline is fake to me. She do a lot of ugly things and say a lot of ugly things, and then she wants to make us feel like, oh, I'm sorry, but he made me do that. No, girl, you grown, you in control of your own self. Now, as far as your relationship with them girls, I don't give two fucks about that, because clearly you don't respect them. Even if they was cool with you, why would you say what you said? You talking to this girl about her daddy's genitals. She's not interested in that. She's not in competition with you for that. She just wants you to stop saying stupid shit about her father on social media. You got a baby with this man. I feel so sorry for that child that has to grow up with a mother like Joseline, because Joseline is completely out of order. But hey, who am I? I still stand by what I say until I see this footage. And even if I see the footage, I'm still going to say it still does not take away the fact that what you said on social media about this man with his daughter. And it does not change what you just said about this man with about this man's daughters yet again. Yes, Stevie is a piece of shit sometimes, and he's a master manipulator, but how long are we going to blame Stevie for Joseline's behavior? At some point, you have to take accountability for what you do. If this man is not good for you, leave him alone and co-parent. But you strike me as the type of woman that if you can't fuck with him, you're going to make his life hard. You ain't gonna let him just be a parent to your child, and I think he see that, so that's why he's dealing. I also think there's a bit of codependency dealing with the two of you. Y'all both need to get it together. But that's all I feel about that, and that's all I have to say about this edition of Shit Talking Saturday. It wasn't that much that went on this week that I felt like talking about. Maybe they're going to give us up next week. Y'all remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate this video. Get out in the penny, have a conversation with me. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Keep it respectful, and that's all I ask. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed, and share this video wherever you share your videos at. And I'll see you guys back for Queen Sugar. Peace.